guess we're up to part 6. We had left off with the very beginning of a poem from Italy called Capri. Capri. Rocks, clear salt water. A bevy of scanty suits walks past. Young, 3 to a set. We're sitting with the locals on the big rocks. Sun, slow lapping waves. A lunch also gets you a change of view. Swim, climb out like a lizard. Just enough time to lounge in the sun. Dry, up, stairs, down. Bosoms everywhere. Nobody notices. Cliffs, potato cheese mush. A chance to relax as the air dries. A chance to relax as the world dies. February in Rochester. Here, where the gray clouds are so pervasive they affect the way we behave, a small gift of color replaces the flowers long hidden by winter's parade of snow slush mud, snow slush mud, snow slush mud, snow slush mud, snow that comes at us each day. So roses go flouting down the brown river out to the iced over lake, a week or two after they passed their prime in celebration of Valentine's Day, which, as you recall, was warm with the love we have shared for over a decade. So here's to the moments when smiles follow laughs and soulmates connections are made. Of grow, love, hug, grow, love, hug, grow, love, hug, grow, love, hug, grow, that make life just like getting laid. Donuts, not manna. Chafed red hands dangle under a dungaree coat. Faded threads except for purple lettering, camel. This dude's a mechanic, works 50 hours under cars. He's never read a poem. The scowl of poverty greets you from a face still beautiful behind blonde hair. She decides she can't afford a donut and walks out without a morsel, without a sip, without a poem. Is there poetry in the wind-shaken locust trees? Maybe behind the wheel of an F-250? No. You can't blame words for hiding. This isn't the right era to sit writing lines. Can anyone drag a poem out of fake wood paneling on a rusting family wagon? Is there any beauty at all in the design made by cracking blacktop? Words like people cower. James of Manning, South Carolina. I'll bet you think the caste system is reserved for India or the Far East. But what of American man who volunteers to sweep the butts and trash you throw away from the sidewalks and lots? Then he comes inside to ask if you can spare a $5 from the slot. Of course you can't, but give him a hot cup and he goes away. Which he does because there are other lots to sweep today. I'll bet you think your job is safe, handing out donuts, coffee, and tea. It's not if the boss across the street picks a foreign locality. And what of the man who sweeps so well and his kids who he never sees? Did you ever stop to think or tell of his life of misery? From Rants and Raves, 2003. Jesus is a liberal. Jesus Christ would not be proud to see religion in this state, Virginia, that is. TV evangelists preach a canon of intolerance. Jesus never expected people to hate in his name. Building amusement parks in homage to God makes as much sense as waging war for Christ. A God who attracts such diverse attentions is not a nice God or even a holy God. He must be the God of money, or the God of land acquisition, or perhaps even the God of death. Now that should set bells ringing in your Bible belt ears. The God of death destroys life and love. The God of death is worshipped in Lynchburg. Mr. Falwell. Lavender tear. See if this rings a bell. The exact feeling you have to express before your father dies is the one thing the two of you never approach. So you go about your latest woes or his beating cancer, but you can't ever say how amazing it is that he put up with so much for so long without raising a peep. Or how about this one? 10 or 12 years into a better than average love affair, you finally decide things couldn't be better, just in time to find out you don't have the balls to complete the function by raising some children. You lose her over this and waste months, not sure anyone else will listen. You're not sure they'll listen to the loud color smacking onto canvas, or to bass rumblings, or some dashed off line. But this is a dream, and your day's night blends due to insomnia. Einstein and Zevan never slept. Broken hearts mend. Corkscrew swamp. Blue heron walks on lettuce lake. Lily pads support light birds long enough for them to pull crawdads. Appetizing photograph. Squirming crustacean crunched. Boards cleverly cut fan out around corners that bring new cypress vistas into view. One tree grows around another, wet but not waterlogged. Raccoon poop, which has red dots throughout, brightens the walk as rain clouds defy winter and roll through desolate Florida. Where are all these cars going? Immokalee? Must be a growing town to support such traffic. Back at the swamp, a frog succumbs to a banded owl. Anhingas stretch wet wings. White flowers waver, waiting to be painted. Naples, 98. Enough walking has been done, enough low-flying birds, enough sunny hours passed to qualify this as a vacation. When existence is your job, how do you take a vacation? It's bright, and you've forgotten your shades. You can barely open your eyes to spot the beauties bending to pick shells, smell small shells off pure white sand. Young pelicans skim over innocent fish, while modest teens with towels around bikini bottoms pick roots that allow 6-inch waves to lap against their feet. The Gulf of Mexico is a sheet of glass, darker as it melts into the horizon. Yucatan is a long swim away. Without glasses, perspective is ruined. Hard to distinguish waving dead grass from distant clouds. To your left, a sparkle of sun bounces and a pontoon boat motors past. High-pitched outboard harkens a memory of fresh water, early morning fishermen, and rainbow trout. Not toxic then, frying over a campfire. Now a brown butterfly comes to interrupt self-imposed blindness. Major Tony Nelson. Tony took off, just like Ed, before he had a chance to say goodbye. Ed's back in Roanoke. Tony's looking for a place to stay, a place to be at peace. Tony helped us move this week. He's a hard worker. Still, tough to hang on to jobs when the competition is so fierce. People shoot to get dishwashing jobs. Few urban jobs pay a living wage, especially if you don't count living with rats as living. Tony needs a piece of cake today, maybe a blunt tomorrow. Burned curbs close in on parochial paranoia. Narrow steps keep squeezing. Tony needs a hand. He's a hard worker. They took his keys and kept his belongings. Tony's a hard worker. Now or never. A turtle flies through the universe. We ride on the back of the turtle. The undergods dwell in Canandaigua. The overgods look down from clouds. Even if we're 300 moons away from when this mattered, most of our lives